As a contractor, especially a solopreneur, you wear a lot of hats. And as you scale your business, it's time to onboard and/or offset some of that workload. It might be time for you to hire a salesperson to help you scale your business to the next level. Well, in this video, I'm gonna talk about some of the things and some of the best practices I've learned to make that a successful endeavor for you. Hey guys, I'm Mike Claudio, owner of WinRate Consulting and host of the Big Stud Sales Podcast. Hiring a salesperson can be very scary. It's likely you were an operator, you were a technician, you started a business because you thought you could do it better than your boss, and now you're realizing to actually grow the business, you need to start hiring some people. That can be scary. You've never actually done the sales job that you're looking to hire for as a sole purpose, right? You've never just been a salesperson. So what do you look for? How do you do that? How do you make sure that you're setting them up for success? So there's a lot of things. There'll be a few more videos after this one that are going to bring you a lot more value. But as far as this video goes, the first thing you need to determine is what activities do you want them to take off your plate? This could be a full-time salesperson. It could be a project manager / salesperson as well. You don't need to just hire somebody in that sense. The second thing is how you're going to pay them. For a lot of times you have just been taking the profits of the business as your compensation. Well, now you need to sell the same projects, but take part of that money and give it to them. So is it gonna be a salary plus commission? Is it commission only? What goes into that? You have to decide what your profit margin can sustain and what you're willing to take home in the short term as you get that person ramped up, because they do need to make money to continue to work for you. Another thing to consider is how are you gonna set them up for success? How are you going to train them on what differentiates you? How are you going to give them the tools necessary? What environments are you going to put them in? How are you going to get them leads? Are they going to be hunting for their own, or do you have some sort of marketing strategy in place right now that's going to provide them leads? Those are things you want to have in place before making that decision. Ultimately, you have to decide what part of the job do you want to do. Maybe it's a salesperson, or maybe you should hire a production manager. You know, if you prefer being in front of the clients and that sales process and building relationships and having that going on, maybe you don't need to hire a salesperson. Maybe hiring an operations manager or production manager will be a better suited for you. Vice versa, if you prefer to be in the field on job sites and that's where you're comfortable, hiring a salesperson with maybe some more charisma, maybe better articulation, maybe better professionalism. Not saying you're not professional, but there is a certain part of being a salesperson that does make them different, i.e. me. I don't wear tool belts. I speak for a living, and I was very successful at it. But ultimately, you have to decide as the business owner, what side of that equation do you want to be on? Ultimately, you have got to get to the next level. You want to go there, you want to be there. You need to decide which position to hire for. More often than not, sales is that. But without some help, you physically can't do enough work to grow and keep your mind right. You're gonna get overworked, you're gonna get overwhelmed, and then you're not gonna enjoy the job anymore. So yes, it might be scary. Yes, it might cost you some money. Yes, it might be something that there's some trial and error and we might have to hire and fire some people, but it's worth it. It's always worth it if you decide that it's where you want to go. Do you want to stay with where you are? Maybe not the right decision. Do you want to get to the next level? Do you want to get to $1 million? Do you want to get to $5 million in revenue? You're going to have some help to get there. You physically cannot do it on your own. So figure out what job description you want to give them. Figure out what role they're going to play. Figure out what activities you want them to do. Figure out how you're going to onboard them and train them, how you're going to pay them, and then figure out what you're gonna do to make sure your business continues to scale the right way. So you may be unsure how to train them. I do run a Facebook group called Construction Selling. There is a significant amount of free content in there. It's a free group. If you or that new hire wants to get in there, engage in some of the content, ask some questions, I'd love to have you in there. Just let me know that's what they're there for. There's a little questionnaire at the beginning. Please fill that out so I can get to know you. But ultimately, I wanna bring you to success. I am a business coach. I am primarily sales, business development, leadership. I wanna help you make that next step. So if you're struggling and wanna reach out, would love to talk to you. If nothing else, get into that free Facebook group so you can start getting some of the knowledge you need to make that new role or that new hire very successful for you. Well, I'm Mike Claudio, owner of WinRate Consulting. Remember to win fast and win often.